We've been fortunate to call the beautiful island of Madeira our home for a little while, and we've been loving exploring this island once again.
It's early morning here in Quinta de Lourdes, the marina we're at in Madeira. We're about to leave and sail south to the island of La Palma in the Canary Islands. Yeah, as you can see, it's raining quite a bit, which is something I don't really like when it's time to leave. But this is the weather window we have right now, and if we don't go, the wind will pick up tomorrow night and will be quite windy for another week. So yeah, this weather window is not perfect at all. Probably it will be pretty variable winds with a lot of rain.
We've had such a great time here in Madeira. We really like this island. So much that we could think of actually living here. So we'll be back here for sure one day, but now we're going back to Spain and the Canary Islands. Madeira is such a tall island. It feels like we're so close still. We've been going for almost 15 nautical miles already. But we are still not clear from the island. Still no wind and quite big swell, which was predicted because it's been really windy for many days, and the seas have really picked up. So been waves of 4 to 5 meters actually in this area. We're hoping that when we're cleared from the island there will be enough wind for us to sail in. Our ETA in Santa Cruz, La Palma is tomorrow evening or night. It's 250 nautical miles in total.
So we just started sailing. It's not very fast. We have about 8 knots of true wind, and we're doing just below 4 knots over ground. So we're sailing, that's good. But with this swell, we have a little bit of banging with the sails here. It goes a bit up and down the wind speed, and we're still pretty close to the island, so I think that affects the wind as well. Hopefully we can sail the rest of the day. Because it looks like we will have a low pressure center coming in right above us this evening with a lot of rain and no winds. So it looks like we'll have to motor tonight, and then if we're lucky the wind will return tomorrow morning or before noon tomorrow on a broad reach.
We're sailing! Slowly, but it's so much more quiet now. So I think we should make some lunch and eat, enjoy the quiet time, because we're gonna have to motor later on. The wind will die down.
So we're motoring again. The wind has died totally now. We have around 3 knots of true wind, but still some swell, so it's a bit rolly. It's 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and it looks like we'll have to motor for the rest of the evening and the night probably. And if the forecast is correct, there's a lot of rain coming in from that direction or from the west. And as it looks right now, it looks correct. You can see all over the horizon to the west and northwest that there's a lot of rain squalls. So we'll see how heavy it will be, and hopefully there won't be any thunder and lightning. And there's not a lot of traffic out here. We've only seen one ship so far since we left the marina, which is nice. We can relax a bit more. We have the AIS alarm on and the radar, and yeah, watching some movies and go up every 20 minutes or so to scan the horizon for ships. Wow, what a rain shower. But still no wind. Just a lot of rain. The sailing is beautiful now. We're on a beam reach and we have 16 to 17 knots of true wind. Normally we start to reef at 18 knots apparent, and most of the times we start with reefing on the mainsail and take a second. The good thing with this boat is it's quite forgiving. You can push it pretty far up because it tracks very well, and there's no weather helm on this boat, so it can take a lot of wind, which is nice because the old boat was faster on paper, original Ron. If you pushed it, she was faster than this boat, but you had to work a lot for that speed. This boat has more, higher speed consistently compared to old Ron. So far we have been averaging around 6.5 knots in average on all the longer sails we've been doing with Ron 2. And if I remember correctly, with old Ron we averaged around 5.7, 5.8 during longer sails. But when you're picking a cruising boat, that doesn't really matter, because most of the time it's only us, and consistent speed with the crew you're normally sailing with, it's much more important than having a fast boat with a speed potential that you almost never can use. So I really like this boat. So the wind is going to pick up later today, and we could take a reef now and it wouldn't really slow us down, so I think I will reef maybe a little bit on the mainsail soon. We're going to have lunch as well, so it's always easier to eat and cook food when you're not heeling so much. It's getting warmer in the air. You can really feel that we're sailing south. We have around 80 to 90 nautical miles to go to La Palma. So I guess we'll be there somewhere around 10, 11 tonight.
We're really excited to explore La Palma. I've never been there before, and we're going to visit our friends that we met while sailing in the Caribbean, Krista and Seb. They have sold their catamaran and they have now bought some land and a house on the northwestern side of this island. And they moved there, I think it was in August, so it'll be great to see them again. And just about a month after they moved to the island, the volcano Cumbre Vieja, which means the old peak, erupted.
We've had this amazing natural fireworks show for 3 days and 3 nights now. It is absolutely mesmerizing. It's hard to take your eyes off it, but of course it is destructive.
And it's still erupting. It has been going on now for over 2 months. The volcano is on the western side of the island. The lava has been destroying a lot of houses and buildings, I think over 4,000, and a lot of people have been evacuated. Terrible thing, of course, when people lose their houses and maybe their jobs, but it's also so thrilling to see what nature can do. Last time a volcano erupted on La Palma was in 1971. It's been 50 years with no eruptions.
La Palma slowly came closer, but we didn't see any glow from the volcano after it got dark.
Good evening, sir. This is Swedish sailing yacht Round 2. We are arriving to Santa Cruz in about 15 minutes. And I'm wondering if it's okay for us to enter the port. Over.
In about 15 minutes, 15 minutes.
Correct, 15 minutes. Over.
Okay, yes, in 15 minutes it's arriving a ferry. You can proceed after them, okay?
So that was port control. You have to ask for permission to enter the port here because there's a speed ferry doing over 20 knots here. So we will go in after them. And once we're in the port, we have to call the marina on Channel 9 and ask them to open the gate that goes into the actual marina. That wasn't here the last time I visited many years ago. And this marina has always been known for having a lot of swell inside there. So I guess that's why they have installed this gate. Which is nice, because I remember that it was very rocky and rolly in there.
There were 2 ferries in port as we got in, and we arrived in the marina just after midnight.
It's been rolling like crazy here tonight in the marina, and now I can see that the whole arm next to us here, it's broken off the main dock. So I have to go up to the office here and see if we can get another spot, because this will probably soon break off totally, and then we will swing on into that one over there. So
The dock had broken off from one of the attachments, making the dock tilt down into the water.
I've slept so bad this night. I fell asleep 3:30. I just couldn't fall asleep because of all the pulling and in the lines and the rolling motion.
We moved to the dock further in, thinking it would be calmer there. But it was the opposite.
Now we have all the absorbers out, and yeah, it helps a little bit, but not a lot. There's a lot of movement here.
It comes in these sets of rocky. It's like I can't walk straight. It's like we're out at sea, but even worse.
And we talked to the guy at the marine office about this, why the gate isn't working, and he told us that when they decided to put in the gate, that didn't solve the whole problem, because the pier over there still lets water through big holes under the waterline. So even if the gate is there, the water outside can still breathe through those holes. So the gate didn't solve the problem really. And now they're trying to get the city here to fix that problem with the pier, to, I guess, throw some gravel next to the pier to fill up those holes. Yeah, but there's a debate if that's... Oh, yeah. Let's see. It's crazy. When the waves are like they are today outside, this is what happens in here. And it seems like now, when we're closer to this wall, that the movement is actually more here than we had on the other dock. So we'll see. Maybe we'll move back tomorrow, but now it will take forever to leave the dock with all these lines up.
We escaped the rolly boat and walked into Santa Cruz city center, which is right next to the marina.
It's a really festive atmosphere here tonight. It's Noche de Estrellas, this evening or night of stars. And all the shops are open until 10, and they have a lot of music and art going on here on the shopping streets, and so many people, and like we've hardly seen any tourists so far. There's a lot of locals here and buying Christmas presents, I guess, and meeting each other and hanging out.
It's a cozy city, this, especially now when they have this evening before Christmas. And I'm really surprised how many people there are here, especially young people. And the wind has been in the right direction since we got here, so there's been no ash falling over this part of the island since we got here, but you can still see on the streets here there's quite a lot lying around, even if they have been sweeping the streets, I think, quite a lot. It's like a really fine powder.
It was time to walk back to the marina and try to get some sleep. Next week, our friends show us around the island, and we get to experience the volcano up close and talk to the locals.